What's going on? So I like the Charles Barkley interview with Shannon Sharp for the most part. I didn't like that 1 and 2 thing about Jordan and LeBron because I wish that now you got to say that LeBron is in your first or second. I didn't like Charles Barkley had to be bought and paid to say that. But what I liked about the interview, without Charles Barkley, there's no Shannon Sharp, there's no Club Shay. I was glad to see that Barkley came. One thing, I'm not big on Barkley personally. He is humble enough most of the time to come and pay you a visit. He don't really have to. And to be honest with you, he's still more authentic than Shannon Sharp is. Shannon Sharp is comical, catchy, and has an aura about him. No diddy. However, Barkley got all that and cracks you up and still has moments where his humor hits. And there's a difference. And so it was good to see, like, if you want to say the passing the baton, well, Shannon Sharp is getting to do what Charles Barkley didn't do. But Barkley is more better in groups, obviously, with Shaq and Kenny and Ernie on NBA TNT, which Shannon Sharp is funny. Like when he played off of Skip Bayless with Skip Blue. I'm going to do a video about that, the deterioration of Undisputed. Him and Stephen A., it's like a mutual, we're good for business. Don't read a whole lot more into it, but it works. And it's just common sense. If someone's stupid enough to let that kind of personality get out there. Shannon and Ocho Cinco, which is loud, cat talk, but it has its place. He thrives in various forms. Of course, now the interview with Cat Williams, which is almost like his Oprah to Michael Jackson for social media era, made him a household name. However, Charles Barkley, far as what I call the more candor, colorful commentary, was the godfather of this. He's the one that ushered in where an athlete didn't have to be stiff neck and tight. Because O.J. Simpson was the one that, as far as an athlete, who made a big commentary, but he still had to have that white candor voice and that bop and all that. Barkley was the first to come along that just said how he talked, had the mic, had comedy takes, had one-liners, said what he said, and people gravitated towards it. And so Shannon Sharp came a long way from when he started in the NFL, when he was on CBS. It was kind of stiff. Got loose with Skip. And that was a turning point, for better or for worse, how you would take it. However, there were parts of this interview I didn't like. I know good and well Charles Barkley ain't going to sit there and say no LeBron is number 2 behind no Jordan. Just he has to say things to politic. And also, yes, obviously Magic and Bird were important to his career financially, as Jordan was too, which he acknowledges. But they never ever give Dr. J his due for having the Converse sneaker or for the ABA coming to the NBA. Because if you ask Larry Bird who his favorite players were watching, was ABA guys. The NBA was considered stiff, and it was a drug infested, but it was also just like it's kind of like watching your dad's league. It really wasn't happening until they brought the ABA in the 70s. Dr. J never gets his due for really bringing it back. Because even though they lost to Portland, him dunking on Bill Walton and floating in the air is still something sensational. So just keeping it 100. But all said all that, Charles Barkley on Shannon Sharp, you saw the guy that passed the baton, that opened the door. So now when you see some of these sports cats who are former athletes who have personalities, they owe it to Charles Barkley. They do. To be honest with you, J.J. Redick is in depth to Charles Barkley because to be so candid, you don't really think about it, but there's a certain candor to say those things. Because only Barkley was the one to come out and say those things. He really connected. I still remember when Isaiah Thomas was with Peter Vesey and Bob Costas in the NBC, and when NBA was on NBC, if you go back, and he made a comment, he said, "That's so gangster." And then white folks looked at him crazy. And me and my homeboy cracked up because the next week he had a microphone. He was in the stands with Ahmad. He did. He gets to do cut, but at the time, just the tones and the ways. But Charles Barkley made it fashionable, made it cool and chic. Like I said, charismatic, no diddy on the screen. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments. And I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shit if you like my piece.